I have an essay called True Philosophy, where I talk about a distinction that I make between living and dead philosophy. And in the essay, I use a quote that I wanted to read out. It's from Kierkegaard, but it really resonates with what you were just saying. What I really need is to get clear about what I am to do, not what I must know, except insofar as knowledge must precede every act. What matters is to find my purpose, to see what it really is that God wills that I shall do. The crucial thing is to find a truth that is truth for me, to find the idea for which I am willing to live and die. Of what use would it be to me to discover a so-called objective truth, to work through the philosophical systems so that I could, if asked, make critical judgments about them, could point out the fallacies in each system? Of what use would it be to me to develop a theory of the state, getting details from various sources and combining them into a whole and constructing a world I did not live in, but merely held up for others to see?
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something that was in that passage that brought up a question for me. It was about finding answers from God. And we talked earlier about, in Whitehead's view, God having this kind of hierarchy of value and this teleology or some kind of guidance. And I'm curious if you feel like you've received guidance from Whitehead's work in that specific way of like finding some kind of enlightenment or some kind of guide towards what a human being is, purpose on earth is to do. And does Whitehead get explicit with that kind of thing, or have you pulled that out yourself from his work?
Yeah, that's a great question to have arrived at after 2 hours of getting into all the metaphysical minutiae. I will quote Whitehead first before I talk about how it's affected my personal experience, because he says in his book, Adventures of Ideas, he says the teleology of the universe is directed to the production of beauty. And so his conception of the divine is as the ultimate aesthete. It's an aesthetic vision that the divine is trying to realize, and morality is a subset of aesthetics. Whitehead says God seeks intensity of experience. God does not seek to preserve already established modes of experience, but to push us further, or lure, I should say, to pull us, beckon us forward. And also, not only is morality a subset of aesthetics for Whitehead, but so is logic. This is one of the preeminent mathematical logicians in the world, and maybe world history, saying that logic is a subset of aesthetics. So there's an aesthetic order to the universe, and moral and mathematical forms of order are outgrowths of that. Maths is music in a sense.